So, studies have shown that a number of people do not have their visas approved year in, year out, all because they are not able to show stronger home ties. But what is a home tie? Today, in this episode, I will be running by you what a home tie is, how essential or important it is for you to know about this, even as you go into your visa processes. My name is Kwekweduama Ansa, and if you just joined us, you know how we do it here. You need to be a part of the family, the over 1,000 members here. So please go and then subscribe, hit on the notification button so that you have access to all the information that I put out here as and when it drops. But do remember, and as I indicate to you in each episode, that I am not a counselor, neither am I an expert in this field. Remember that I am just sharing my experiences with you and the little knowledge that I have acquired from reading on these topics. But you're welcome. You're welcome aboard. So in this brief episode, I've labeled the items that we will be talking about into three folds. These things you need to pay attention to critically. Remember that it doesn't matter the category of visa application that you are processing, you would by all means meet these things I'm talking about, and you would by all means at a certain point have to prove your home tie in a way that you may not even have thought about. So let's start off and understand what home tie is. Home tie, for me, I think basically means what really binds you or what would bring you back into your home country. Remember that you want to move into a foreign country. So what is going to hold you back into your country of origin? That is literally the home ties that we're talking about. And every single person should have one, and you need to be able to prove it strongly. So I have outlined the things into three parts, and these three things would at a point in time be critical for you. It doesn't matter the category of visa application that you are processing, you would meet it somewhere, you would have to prove it at a point in your application processes. And so please take a critical attention to all the things I'll be talking about. Let's start off. First off, I have labeled it as the dependency. Dependency literally means people who depend on you, people who want to get to hear from you, who have to see you, who have to rely on you to fend for themselves, amongst other things. And so this, I would break it down a little bit. But first of all, what comes to mind easily is family. Family can be your nuclear family, which would refer to your spouse, your siblings, people around you, your basic relatives who are closer to you, your siblings, your mother, your father. And then if it is an extended family also, your grandparents will come in, your uncles and aunties. They are people who have these relatives dependent on them for them to fend for themselves. That's one. Even if they are not dependent on you, obviously your family members would want to see you. So there's the whole categorization of the family that I've put together. But even under the family, as I indicated, you have nuclear and then the extended. One key thing that will help you if you want to prove your family ties is if you are married and you have children. Obviously, these are very important people to you, and we know that every individual would want to be with their family at a point in time. Their children, they need to see them and take care of them well. Also, they would have their spouse, that is either their husband or their wife, depending on them at a point. And so if you are able to prove that these people are there and they are looking up to you and they want you back at home, then you pass this test of dependency. Marriage, mostly in application processes, propels your application because we know that you would not leave your family or you would not abandon them and go and stay in a foreign country. Obviously, that is something that you wouldn't want to do, right? Yes, and so you need to be able to prove this at a point. Remember that when you are filling your application, especially for the DS-160, that's for US applicants, you would by all means see a slot where they will ask you whether you're married or you're single, or that is your status. If you are married, you have a better chance. It doesn't mean that if you're not married, you don't stand a better chance. I'll tell you some other things that would apply to you. Let's move away from that and then talk about employment, because at any point in time, if you are traveling to go in school, if you're traveling to visit, if you're traveling to embark on a program or to tour the place, obviously there should be some form of employment. Well, remember that if you're a student, you are not part of this segment, because you cannot have employment if you've not started working. So yours would also be another thing. But if you are a worker, you need to prove your employment. So that's why they ask for proof of employment. So mostly when you are going for your interviews, it is preferable that you go there with a letter from your company signed by a respected person in the company, just to show that they are in the know of your travel plans, and also that they agree on it and they want to see you back after your travel. You get it? So employment is very key. For those who are in the formal sector, well, yes, it's easy for you to have a letter printed out for you on a letterhead. It should be on a letterhead and signed by a respectable person there. If you are not working in a formal space, don't worry. It doesn't mean that you still don't fall under this. I mean, you still need to prove that maybe I am a trader, I sell this and that, I've been doing business from this time to time, and then I get this kind of money even into my bank account, amongst others. And so this is one of the ways you can prove your home ties, because if you are a worker and your company is expecting you back into your company after your trip, then obviously there's something binding you into your home country, right? Let's move on to the next one. Properties. So for the UK applicants, there are times you'd want to add a letter or a certificate of your properties, if you have a land, if you have cars, if you have businesses, just to prove that, well, all these are important accessories, and these things, you need them and you have to take care of them by yourself. Because if you have a business in Ghana and you're traveling to the US, obviously you need to take care of that business and you would want to come back and then follow up on it. So it is very important that you prove your home ties using these avenues. So as I have told you, at any point in time, you would have to prove your home ties in this particular application that you are pursuing. If you have any questions, do not hesitate. Please leave your questions in the comment section and I would come and then answer. And the ones that I can answer, remember that I'm just sharing my opinions and views on the topics that I select here. So this is how I'm going to draw the curtains on today's episode. But remember that you need to give a stronger home tie. If you do not do that, at times it is difficult for the consular to believe that truly something is binding you to come back into your country. And so, as I've indicated, I'll just rehash them. First is the dependence, that is family. And family under that, it could be nuclear or extended, which you answer them all in your DS-160. And also your family, if you're married, yes, you would have to prove that, and that is going to be a very strong home tie. Also, employment is also another way that you can prove your home tie. And last but not least is properties that you have that maybe you'd want to explain to the consular that maybe you have all these businesses and all these lands that you need to start building on. So you are obviously going to come back to that. I hope this helps. Thanks for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and do share with others you think is going to be of importance to them. I'll be talking about other things in my subsequent videos.